Morning guys, I love you all loads, I'm missing you all loads, and I can't wait to see you. It's not too much longer now, so I bought a new book. It's called 10-Minute Stories, a collection of charming tales to share. So they're all by different people and they're all about different things, so if it tells me who they're by, I'll tell you. If not, then we won't worry too much. But today I'm going to start with a piece out of the Children's Treasury of Classic Poetry. It's not the first time I've read out this one. It's illustrated by Kathy Shuttleworth. I'm starting with a Song of the Sea. I started early. I started early, took my dog and visited the sea. The mermaids in the basement come out to look at me. And frigates up on the upper floor extended hampered hands, presuming me to be a mouse aground upon the sand. But no man moved me, till the tide went past my simple shoe, and past my apron and my belt, and past my by ice too. By dice too. And made me as he would eat me, as wholly as den, upon dandelion sleeves, and then I started too. And he followed, close behind. I felt his silver heel upon my ankle, then my shoes would overflow with pearl, until we met in solid town. No one he seemed to know, and bowing with a majesty look at me, the sea withdrew. That was by Emily Dickenson, but yeah, it's a weird one because it's a stop-start. Like, there's just these things don't really make as much sense to me as they do with other people, but that's fine. So, excuse me. Today we're going to start with 10-minute stories. We're going to have 4 clever brothers from the brothers Grimm, or by the brothers Grimm. A poor man once said to his 4 sons, "Dear child, I have nothing to give you. You must go out into the wide world and try your luck. Begin by learning some craft or other, and see how you can get on." So the brothers took their walking sticks in their hands and their little bundles on their shoulders, and after bidding their father goodbye, went out of the gate together. When they had gone some way, they came to 4 crossways, each landing to a different country. Then the eldest said, "Here we must part, but on this day, in 4 years' time, we will come back to this spot, and in the meantime, each must try to see what he can do for himself." So each brother went his way, and as the eldest was hastening on, he met a man who asked him where he was going and what he wanted. "I am going to try my luck in the world, and I should like to begin by learning some art or trade," answering he. "Then," said the man, "come with me, and I will teach you to become the most cunning thief that there has ever been." "No," said the other, "that is not an honest calling, and what can one look to earn but the gallows?" "Oh," said the man, "you need not fear the gallows, for I will only teach you to steal what will be fair game. I meddle with nothing but what no one else can get or care anything about." So the young man agreed to follow his trade, and he soon showed himself so clever that nothing could escape him that he had once set his mind upon. The second brother also met a man who, when he found out what he was setting out upon, asked him what craft he meant to follow. "I don't know," he said. "Then come with me. Be a stargazer. It is not noble art, for nothing can be hidden from you. When once you understand the stars, the plan pleases him so much, and he soon became such a skilful stargazer, that when he had served out his time and wanted to leave his master, he gave him a glass and said, 'With this you can see all that is passing in the sky and on earth, and nothing can be hidden from you.' The third brother met a huntsman who took him with him and taught him so well about hunting that he became very clever in the craft of the woods. When he left his master, he gave him a bow and said, 'Whatever you shoot at with this bow, you will be sure to hit.' The youngest brother likewise met a man who asked him what he wished to do. 'Would not you like,' said he, 'to be a tailor?' 'Oh no,' said the young man, 'sitting cross-legged from morning to night, working backwards and forwards with a needle, will never suit me.' 'Oh,' answered the man, 'that is not my sort of tailoring. Come with me, and you will learn quite another kind of craft from that.' Not knowing what better to do, he came into the plan and learnt tailoring from the beginning. When he left his master, he gave him a needle and said, 'You can sew anything with this, be it as soft as an egg or as hard as steel, and the joint will be so fine that no seam will be seen.' After the space of 4 years, at the time agreed upon, the four brothers met at the four crossroads, and having welcomed each other, set off towards father's home, where they told him all that had happened to them, and how each had learned some craft. Then one day, as they were sitting before the house under a high tree, the father said, 'I should like to try what each of you can do in this way.' So he looked up and said to the second son, 'At the top of this tree there is a chaffinch nest, bird's nest. Tell me how many eggs there are in it.' The stargazer looked at his glass, looked up and said, 5. 'Now,' said the father to the eldest son, take away the eggs without letting the bird that is sitting upon them know anything of what you are doing.' So the cunning thief climbed up the tree and brought back his father the 5 eggs from under the bird, and it never saw or felt what was going on, but kept sitting at its ease. Then the father took the eggs and put one on each corner of the table, and the 5th in the middle, and said to the huntsman, 'Cut all the eggs in 2 pieces at one shot.' The huntsman took a shot with his bow, and at one shot struck all 5 eggs at his father's wishes. 'Now comes your turn,' said he to the tailor. 'Sew the eggs and the youngest bird sew the eggs and the young birds in them together again, so neatly that the shot shall have done them no harm.' Then the tailor took his needle and sewed the eggs as he was told, and when he had done, the thief was sent to take them back to the nest and put them under the bird without it knowing. When she went sitting on and hatched them, in a few days they crawled out and had only a little red streak across their necks, where the tailor had sewn them together. 'Well done, sons,' said the old man. You have made good use of your time and learned something worth knowing. But I am sure I do not know which ought to have the prize.' I wish that a time might soon come for you to turn your skills to some account. Not long after this, there was a great bustle in the country, for the king's daughter had been carried off by a mighty dragon, and the king mourned over his loss day and night, and made it known that whoever brought her back to him should have her for a wife. Then the 4 brothers said to each other, "Here is a chance for us to let us try what we can do." And they agreed to see whether they could not set the princess free. "I will soon find out where she is," said the stargazer, as he looked through his glass. And he soon cried out, "I see her far off, sitting upon a rock in the sea, and I can spy the dragon close by, guarding her." Then he went to the king and asked for a ship for himself and his brothers, and they sailed together over the sea till they came to the right place. There they found the princess sitting, as the stargazer had said, on the rock, and the dragon was lying asleep with his head upon her lap. "I dare not shoot at him," said the huntsman, "for I should kill the princess also." "Then I will try my skill," said the thief. I went and stole her away from under the dragon, so quietly that the beast did not know it, but it went on snoring. Then away they hastened with her, full of joy, in their boat towards the ship. But soon came the dragon, roaring behind them, then through the air, for it had woke and missed the princess. But when it got over the boat and wanted to pounce upon them and carry off the princess, the huntsman took up his bow and shot it straight through the heart, so that it fell down dead. They were still not safe, for it was such a great beast that in its fall it overset the boat, and they had to swim in open sea upon a few planks. So the tailor took his needle, and with a few large stitches put some of the planks together, and he sat down upon these and sailed about and gathered up all pieces of the boat, then tacked them together so quickly that the boat was soon ready, and then they reached the ship and got home safely. Then they took the princess back to her father. There was a great rejoicing, and he said to the 4 brothers, "One of you shall marry her, but you must settle among yourselves which it is to be." Then there arose a quarrel between them, and the stargazer said, "If I had not found the princess out, all your skills would have been for naught. Therefore she ought to be mine. Your seeing her would have been for nothing," said the thief, "if I had not taken her away from the dragon. Therefore she ought to be mine." "No, she is mine," said the huntsman, "for if I had not killed the dragon, it would, after all, have torn you and the princess into pieces. And if I had not sewn the boat together again," the tailor said, "you would all have been drowned. Therefore she is mine." Then the king said, "Each of you are right, and as all cannot have the young lady, the best way is for neither of you to get her. The truth is, there is somebody she likes a great deal better, but to make up for your loss, I will give each of you half a kingdom." So the brothers agreed that this plan would be much better than either quarrelling or marrying a lady who had no mind to have them. And the king then gave to each half a kingdom, as he had said, and they lived very happily for the rest of their days. They took good care of their father, and somebody took better care of the young lady. than to let either the dragon or one of the craftsmen have her again. The end. Okay. Just a quick one to end with, guys. From Songs of the Sea, What Are Heavy? What are heavy? Sea, sand and sorrow. What are brief? Today and tomorrow. What are frail? Spring and blossom youth. What are deep? The ocean and truth. By Christina, Rossetti. Have a lovely day, guys. I love you all. And I miss you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.